All right. So I guess in our last class, it happened almost a couple of weeks back. I think last week we had only one session, I think two sessions. So this week we will have 2 hour session, and the most debatable topic across the India today is with respect to three important things. One is new criminal laws. I mean, government of India decided to get new laws with respect to criminal system in India. So we will try to understand those important laws from the background point of view till the recent reforms. All right. I will give you historical aspect of the reforms, plus I will bring you the recent amendments to the system. Confirm me whether my screen is visible or not.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So for those who are preparing for State Public Service Commission exams, and for those who are preparing for UPSC exams, try to understand the issues as per your exam requirement. Now, the first topic I'm discussing is criminal law reforms. Now, according to Britain, law means command of supreme. So, generally, law means command of supreme. This is what they used to believe. And here, they believe on rule of law, inspiring from the Greek Aristotle arguments. Now, inspiring from the rule of law, they purely focus on, they purely focus on that law is important. At the same time, the following or the implementation of law is also should be based on the some procedure. So they want to bring this rule of law very clearly. One can ask me what law will do. What a law will do. Okay. A law should aims to maximize pleasure, minimize pain, according to utilitarian democracy. Utilitarian democracy meaning how it is utilized to the people, how it is utilized to the common man, how it is utilized to a ordinary citizen. So this utilitarian democracy given by Jeremy Bentham. Jeremy Bentham. Do focus here the next developments. So British inspired from this so-called the arguments of maximizing pleasure and minimizing pain. Britishers inspired from this, not Britishers exactly, East India Company inspired from these arguments. Okay, inspired from these arguments, and in that they want to create a law in India. Now, this was particularly began from 1833 onwards, thanks to Charter Act at that time. Charter Act. And mind you, Charter Act began in 1793, plus every 20 years we have new Charter Act. In that manner, 1793 is the first Charter Act, 1813 is the second Charter Act, 1833 is the third Charter Act, 1853 is the last Charter Act in fact. Understood? So here I want to confirm that in the 1833 Charter Act created Law Commission. Law Commission. Friends, today also we have Law Commission. Understand my steps very carefully. I am discussing about criminal law reforms in India. I went on to explain the historical background here. I began with British, how Britishers followed the system. Now I went on to explain the next developments. Now here, with respect to the next developments, I would like to tell you that this command of the Supreme, rule of law, utilitarian democracy. What is a utilitarian democracy? Utilitarian democracy stated the government should maximize the pleasure and minimize the pain. Okay, so this is what inspired the Britishers. Now, finally, we have Law Commission as per Charter Act. Now, Law Commission began to work out in India. The first Law Commission is very famous person, Thomas Babington. Thomas Babington Macaulay. Thomas Babington Macaulay. Friends, do understand these points very carefully. Thomas Babington Macaulay. So no, really, I mean, racially, he felt that he's superior. So this person got a chance to create a law. So he drafted IPC. He drafted IPC. Now try to understand. He drafted IPC with a motto called as Civilizing India. Civilizing India. Okay. So with that motto of civilizing India, he began this IPC in India. Friends, this IPC continued till today also. Continues to, it was draft was done in 1830s. Finally, it was finished in 1860. It was finished in 1860, and finally we have criminal law. 1860 is also there. Continues to work out. The government of India decided to change them. Now they choose to change them. Finally, we have so-called new reforms in the criminal law. New reforms in the criminal law system. All right. So now, what is this new criminal laws trying to argue? Okay. So number one, the criminal laws are introduced in India is trying to replace Indian Penal Code 1860, Criminal Code of Criminal Procedure 1873, Evidence Act. Remember these three things for State Public Service Commission exams. Okay, the recent reforms, I repeat again, recent reforms in the criminal law system is with respect to three important acts. मैं फिर आपको बोलना चाहता हूं, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने अमेंडमेंट क्रिमिनल लॉ सिस्टम का अमेंडमेंट शुरू किया. पहले तीन इंपॉर्टेंट क्रिमिनल एक्ट्स को चेंज करने के लिए, उनको रिप्लेस करने के लिए काम शुरू कर दिया. So one is Indian Penal Code, second one is Code of Criminal Code Procedure 1973, Indian Evidence Act 1872. याद करना है एग्जाम के लिए. दूसरी बात, now this were replaced by one by one. We'll try to understand. Okay, so first and foremost, IPC is going to replace it by Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. I repeat again, that is IPC is now replaced by Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita 2023. Done with that one. Second thing, CRPC is replaced by Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Samhita. Bharatiya. So CRPC is now replaced by Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. Okay, Suraksha Sanhita. Now, next, Evidence Act is replaced by Bharatiya Saksha Sanhita Bill. Bharatiya Saksha Bill. So, Evidence Act is replaced by Bharatiya Bharatiya Saksha Bill. Bharatiya Saksha Bill. These are the three important things you should remember for the exam point of view. Do remember, okay? Now, we'll try to understand next important developments. So, friends, try to understand here why this sudden system was came. In fact, not sudden, in fact. So, it includes a lot of discussions, lot of discussions. So, one by one, we'll try to understand. So, one is Parliamentary Standing Committee recommended these changes. Number one, 146th recommendation of the criminal justice system of, I mean, Parliamentary Standing Committee, 146th report on criminal justice system also need for comprehensive review. Then Parliamentary Standing Committee 111, 128 also reported same kind of changes with the piecemeal amendments, not one stroke piecemeal amendment. With that piecemeal approach, we can do it. Finally, friends, I want to confirm to you that these changes, these changes now became debate of the discussion. Because whether we can change or it or not, whether we can discuss things all this or not. Friends, if you see the arguments, one by one we'll try to understand. Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita replacing IPC. What is the main argument here? That we now had include section 109 organized crimes and 110 petty organized crimes or organized crimes in general. Offense of terrorist, and we have what do you call sovereignty, integrity of India, Article 302. Friends, when this was published, people started to raise concerns over these articles only. Sovereignty, integrity, what do you mean by that? How can you define them? The definition was given by the government, but still, they are subject for many explanations within the court of law. So try to understand again. So फिर एक बार ध्यान से सुन लेना. भारतीय न्याय संहिता बिल 2023. भारतीय न्याय संहिता bill trying to replace IPC, and it brought some provisions, new provisions, organized crimes. Then we have Offense of Terrorist Act. Acts which included sovereignty and integrity. Do remember it. Now, the gang rape is now it is going to be imprisonment of life imprisonment. If at all she is a minor, it is going to lead to death penalty. Okay. Now, apart from that, capital punishment is now introduced for the offense of mob lynching, apart from 7 years of imprisonment. Okay. No need to stress each and every point, just have an idea. Just have an idea. I'll forward you, obviously, I'll forward the PDF. Someone can remind me. Immediately after the class, please remind me, I will send you. The next thing is,
Okay, sir.
thank you so much. Next, we have offense of 101. That is, there is mob crimes in India happening. 5 or group people consulting commits murder, race, place of birth, belief, whatever. They are also punished for death or life imprisonment. Not less than 7 years can be fined. So this is a very serious step to counter mob lynching, so on and so forth. Okay, friends. Now, So things I want to confirm here, my dear friends. That is, this act is bringing several changes, not only with respect to, not only with respect to changes of in the sections, but also with respect to new models were added. As India is suffering with several important social issues like mob lynching, the new Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita is going to bring certain revolutionary changes. Do have an idea on them very carefully. Now, the bill unable to include adultery issues, one important issue. Adultery. What is adultery, sir? After commencement of marriage, if you start to have relation with other boy or other girl, doesn't comes under any violation of constitution. In fact, there is a section, Article 497, section 497 of IPC, which criminalizes adultery. That is, if you have illegal relations with other person after marriage, Supreme Court in its famous Joseph Shriney versus Union of India said, not an adult, not a problem. If you have issues with that relation, you can apply for the divorce, but no chance to impose this particular section. In fact, many people argue this is going to affect the society. Then there is no provision with respect to Article 377, which is Navadej Singh Sohar case also. Okay. Now already we have POXO, imposing penalty if you involved in heinous crimes against children. That is also there. So one thing I can tell you, my dear friends, that now people are getting more tightness, or I can tell you that more amount of restrictions with respect to government regulations very carefully. Please do have a kind of opinion on this. At least remember some points quite useful for the coming Public Service Commission exams as well as Group 1 or Civil Service examination. Do remember. Next one, Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita Bill. Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita Bill. So, this is also very important one. So, this is going to replace CRPC. CRPC. Now, they added certain sections here. Like we have, what do you call, section 230. There is, free of cost, they should provide FIR within the 14 days from the date of arrest and everything. This is also there. Some changes are there, not very much important to focus. Evidence Act also is there, but don't stress too much in these aspects in the coming day. Now itself, I hope you got an idea. So friends, now we got to know that India are now trying to change the laws in India. Straightforward point we have to understand is why this change is suddenly, why this change is not suddenly impact. Watch Prime Minister's speech in 2022. He said, Panchapran strategy. Under that, he spoke about women issues, marriage issues, psychological issues, environmental issues, so-called emotional issues. He also mentioned about child protection. So, which is the duty of National Commission for Children and Rights. Okay, according to National, yeah, National Commission for the so-called that child protection is that they will implement these things. So, do you have an idea that whether the governments or whether the sections, whether the people following this so-called child protection or not? People can check out once in your company whether you have this production or not. Don't tell me. I cannot, go on it. But the thing is, you should have an idea. The Panchapran said child protection everything, and it also started to say Decolonization of India. It's a major goal. I explained this in a connection, but the major goal is a decolonization mindset. Decolonization mindset. What do you mean by decolonization mindset? One should not have colonial ideas in their brain or something else. They should have the idea of things. Clear? So this is one of the largest issue in the last 1 week. But similarly, I found almost 10 to 15 videos. I don't know why they did it. They explain about all the provisions. They explain about all the things and everything. But I don't agree. Right now, that is important. Creation of basic idea is quite important in reading newspaper. And slowly and gradually, you can add like anything. Okay. Ah, I hope you're clear, right?
Yes, sir.
So don't say clear for my sake. Okay. I don't feel bad. If you don't say no, also I won't stop it. Okay. Now the second topic which was in news and it is Pradhan Mantri e-bus scheme. Pradhan Mantri e-bus scheme. So what do you mean by that particular scheme, sir? You know very well, half of the India's portion is due to high imports. High imports. So most of the things we need to pay in dollars. For that transactions will take a lot of time. At the same time, if something went wrong between India and USA, who will help us? Okay, so that is Pradhan Mantri e-bus scheme, providing 10,000 buses. Okay, that I can tell you. So almost these imports are high. Now government started to bring 10,000 buses, 10,000 buses in 619 cities. Which buses? Electric buses. To save this forex, one step is electric buses. Issue is over. No need to stress too much as of today. So when we have answer rating practice, when we can use it, when we have some current affairs classes, something like that, we have so-called Pradhan Mantri bus scheme. Just to remember. Just a second. Now, friends, the second issue we discussed on the Pradhan Mantri e-bus Yojana, providing how many buses?
10,000.
Absolutely
10,000, sir.
10,000 buses, but not across India, only 619 cities. Do remember that. Next important small issue which was in news is Pradhan Mantri, Pradhan Mantri Just a second. How I can forget the name of the city? Scheme. Okay. So, Pradhan Mantri Vishwakarma. Pradhan Mantri Vishwakarma scheme is also conducted by the government. What is Vishwakarma scheme? The traditional art forms are some important events. Of course, not all the two. So this Pradhan Mantri Vishwakarma is you or supper. Mostly probably most of the cases they may have an issues mostly. So you are well aware that artisans are the highest revenue generators during the ancient history, during the medieval history, and even the time of medieval also. This is completely the idea was completely taken from an Islamic way of life called as Sahabi, sorry, Wahhabism. Okay, this should be there.
Sir, please explain the scheme again.
Sure. So generally, Pradhan Mantri Vishwakarma Yojana is you should understand the background first of all. We give you two, 3 minutes of background so that you will understand. Friends, generally, India's growth and India's success in the history purely depends on these people only. That is artisans. Friends, these artisans were affected by British. Since then, they were neglected. Now, we have this scheme called as Pradhan Mantri Vishwakarma scheme. Friends, what is this Pradhan Mantri Vishwakarma scheme is aiming?
So what is artisans?
Artisans means people who works on non-agriculture, like making baskets, making some gold materials, some kind of ornaments. You can say ornaments, so on and so forth. Now, they were the chief economic resources at that time. At that time, I'm talking not now. Now, government of India now brought this yojana. It includes certificate also. He will get Vishwakarma certificate. And with this certificate, they had, they can go for the loans. Loans. Understood. Now, that is Pradhan Mantri Vishwakarma Yojana. Quite important one to understand. So it covers carpenters, it covers locksmith, it covers even basket weavers and even washermen. So this is Pradhan Mantri Vishwakarma scheme. Quite important, do remember that. Okay. So it has two important functions. One is creation of employment. Second one is conservation of art forms. Quite important one, do have an idea. Just have an idea, you can read it. So that is the second important element which is in news with respect to current affair issues onwards. Then we have the fourth topic, but again a small topic. Tell me how many of you are aware about Article 3?
So it is
Plus
about territory of India or something.
Aparna, right?
Yes, sir.
It is actually associated with territories of India only. Okay, how many of you are aware about Kacha Tivu? Kachativu Island. Yes or no, so that I can explain. If no means remain silent. You want my explanation or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So, to understand this issue, I would like to provide you some basic information. In 1947, we got independence. I guess this is in West Bengal only at that time. What do you call that?
Berupari. Sir, it is in Bangladesh, right?
At that time, it is in India only, Berubari. Now, this Berubari was given to this Berubari region. Hello? Yeah, Ajit? Yeah, please. Sorry, not remember. So, Berubari Union or this region, even though part of India, they want to join with Pakistan. Their interest is there. So, what government of India, Nehru did, Nehru decided that it can be given, but Supreme Court, in its famous, Berubari, in its famous Supreme Court, the famous judgment, try to understand this. Berubari Union versus Union of India clearly stated to transfer Indian territory to foreign countries. You need constitutional amendment. Constitutional amendment. Understood? So, again, I want to confirm, my dear friends, if you want to bring changes, obviously, you need to bring constitutional changes. So, through first amendment, which includes a lot of stuff, in that we have this transfer of Berubari Union. Article 3, which I haven't discussed with you, Article 3, quite important. Article 3 stated it is a parliament which empowered to bring changes within the states and union territories. Parliament can bring changes of union territories and states. Mind it. Very careful article. Now, sir, all this is okay. What is this Kachativu Island conflicts? I'm coming to that point, but do focus. So, Kachativu Island's case, we are understanding. Try to understand. Kachativu Island is part of India. Is part of India. In fact, Kachativu Island was formed because of volcanic explosion in nearby area, according to geologists. And that it leads to so-called important place between India and China. So India and Sri Lanka. So it is located here. So very close one. Near Rameshwaram Island or it is located. Friends, this was formed by, according to geologists, volcanic eruption. Volcanic eruption, and it was given to Raja. It was given to so-called the earliest kings or earliest Rajas by local people. That was they gave to Europeans. They go to Europeans. Now, here is the context I want to confirm here. That is, this is close to the Tamilians. They even had some kind of issues, and it was compromised. Now, Rajiv Gandhi, you know very well what happened to him. He was brutally assassinated in 1991 blast at Chennai. Friends, now what happened exactly? So now what happened means Kachativu Islands, Kachativu Islands was transferred to Sri Lanka by Indo-Sri Lanka Maritime Accord. I repeat again, India transferred Kachativu Islands to Sri Lanka, and it is clearly violation of the constitution. Why? It was done under an accord, an agreement. But to bring, what I told you, to give Indian territory to the foreign country, what you need to get it? You need to bring what?
Constitutional amendments.
Absolutely. So that amendment should be happened. Now, Jayalalitha transferred this Sri Lanka controlling today also they are controlling it. A Tamil Puruchi Talevi called as Jayalalitha at that time went to Supreme Court asking question. That is whether it can be possible or not. It can be possible dubbing giving Indian territory to the foreign country can be possible if you have the trust. I mean, if you are reading in one area, you should have one trust, and they should give you all this stuff. And there are certain other things is there, but still the question is very careful. They have asked, can government of India give it without constitutional amendment? Without amendment, for that, no, that is an interesting one. He don't want to stay in that. So CLAT syllabus is going on, IPMAT is going on, CUT is going on. I don't know. Sir, I don't know. These questions even asked in these exams. Interestingly, the question is, can it is possible to transfer the land without amendment? Is it possible? Yes or no? Can Indian land can be given without amendment? Is it possible?
No, sir.
No. That was the question asked by many entrance exams also. Obviously, my dear friends, you have to remember that today it is an issue. And Government of India, even Modi sir even spoke about this Kashmir Island issue in Parliament. Okay. I recommend you to locate these Kashmir Islands. Quite important for all of us. Just have an idea regarding these Kashmir Islands. Location and background issue and everything. Do remember this. Today also the case is pending in Supreme Court. But Kachadiv Island is under the control of Sri Lanka. Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, the next important issue which I want to cover is an issue regarding, yeah. So, an issue which is also again an important issue revolving around so-called linguistic diversity. Linguistic. Why it is in news? A writer from tribal group. So she argued that their linguistic diversity is affected by environment changes. Very interesting thing, in fact. Environment changes and even changes due to dams and everything. She is protesting against Polavaram projects. Telugu people are aware about this project, in fact. But you are not Telugu people, no? Polavaram project is constructed across Godavari River.
Sir, linguistic diversity is affected by what factor?
This factor called as, you know, climate change and displacement of the people. Remember like this, displacement of the people.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
So a project is constructed and it is drifting people from the area. अब ये मान लीजिए इधर आपका जो कम्युनिटी है, लेकिन गवर्नमेंट ने बोला एक ये हिल को हम हटेंगे और इधर हम एक स्कूल यानी कंस्ट्रक्शन शुरू करेंगे। बट सुनो मेरी बात, इफ यू आर डिफॉरेस्टेशन, you are leading next to society, so they will, the compensation will not happen for the emissions. Understood? So that is something different. But the thing is here, people whoever participated in Polavaram project, I mean, they are suffering like anything because of this so-called the so-called language issues. Now try to understand this topic very carefully. Let us say I speak a language called as Koya language. Now I stays in Andhra region, but all Andhra won't speak this community. Similar things even maybe in your state also. They are okay with that, but the addressing the main issues. Like for example, if I call someone Muslim, very hard to follow a Muslim. I ask him come to Shiva temple on Saturday. He won't come. Only some rare cases there. Some people will try to come. Friends, if your own people are not there, then where you will speak your language? That is where linguistic diversity is affected. Reasons for it. Reasons for it. Number one. Yes, tell me the reasons. Why linguistic diversity is possible in India? Number one reason is geography. Okay. So one is geography, is it? Second reason is very interesting, in fact. Local languages, we call it as dialects. That is also an important role. That is also important role. Local dialects. Dialects means different languages. Third one is or political or linguistic chauvinism. Political or linguistic chauvinism. Understood? So political or linguistic chauvinism is again important word. Okay. So chauvinism. Okay. Now this is what the issues happen. Germany issues, local geography issue, local governments. All these issues are one of the important factor affecting the regional diversity. Finally, people are saying even technology also not helping. Technology also not helping. It is also affecting the people. Language today you cannot. I mean, you are now finding maybe Google in Bengali language, but this is not the case with the times in 2010. Yes or no? Today also Google is not available with respect to many languages. Many languages. That is also one more thing. Fifth one, globalization is one more important thing. Globalization is also one more important thing. Last but not least, we have a disciplinary body, a disciplinary system, and that system is somewhat not familiar to us, but still we can do it. In fact, so factors: geography, landslide, population, political or linguistic chauvinism. Then we have a technology issue, and then we have blind the spot. Done. This is regarding what do you call linguistic diversity. Linguistic diversity. Okay. So linguistic diversity was there, and we would see
Sir, what you told about the technology thing, can you repeat once?
technology. Actually, Shekhar, today Google is there, Instagram is there, Facebook is there. They are available only on few languages, no?
Okay. Mhm.
So that is a barrier to the diversity. See, Ultimately, one thing, my dear friends, what is who are you? You are beggar. Ask me this question, who are you? I said some answer. Yeah. Finally, he asked one more question. Confirm me, who are you? I went on to say, hello. Yeah, please. What's your name? Yes, so that like how I can help you. You need the material, right? I haven't got it. I'm just waiting. I'll just confirm you. Okay. Okay. Just excuse me, friends. Okay. Now try to understand that technology means Google is not supporting, Instagram not supporting, Facebook not supporting. Even most of the research documents are available only in English. So that is also not a good factor for diversity in India. We should have promotion of everything. Okay. Do remember these points, quite important in answer writing. Friends, I guess Shekhar got clarity here. Technology means
Yes, sir.
the texts are not friendly here.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Right. Thank you. Now we understood the what do you call the next topic. Now we are understanding the next important topics which are important for the current issues. That is the recent government of India, you know, witnessed floods repeatedly in Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand. Of course, geographically there is one more issue, that is Kerala is likely to face monsoon. So I would like to cover both the aspects in the coming time. Kerala monsoon I can explain with so origin, not origin, monsoon or it made a lot of time I guess. So it can die. It can do just a second. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. So friends, generally floods usually happens in India. It's not new. For India, it's not new in fact. But our point of agenda is why and how you can tackle. Beautiful topic. Questions asked almost twice. In mind's point of view, I will try to cover this aspect now. Hello? Yeah, please. Hello? No, I'm just waiting. In fact, yeah, please. Yeah. Law of thoughts పంపించడం కొంచెం 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 ఆ మెటీరియల్ సరిపోతుంది. Okay. So, next important thing I want to discuss floods in India. By the way, I just want to forget about one thing. That is, answer me one straightforward question. How many of you, how many of you witnessed, floods like situation in your region? Floods like situation in your region. How many of you faced it? Any lifetime experience? No, I guess.
From my
No.
side, it's no.
Why? You are on the safe side.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Which area?
So Kolkata.
Abba. Abba. How is the weather there now?
So it's fine here.
In Kolkata?
Yes, sir. It's normal.
Aparna and Joey are from same area, different areas.
Sir, I'm from Bidhannagar. It's a bit away from Kolkata.
Okay. Aparna?
I don't know where she belongs to.
Sir, I'm not in proper Kolkata. I'm just in bigger prospect said Kolkata. I'm from Barakpur.
Okay, Aparna. A small task for you. Can you do it?
Yes, sir. If it's possible.
Okay, the task is I will tell you something in English. You have to translate that in Bengali. Okay? That is one statement I will give you, you have to do. Later I will teachers you some Telugu, you have to repeat it, okay?
Let's try, sir.
Chalo. Today's youth are spoiled by many pleasures.
Today's youth, what you said, sir?
Are spoiled by today's youth are spoiled by many reasons.
So youth, Bengali.
In just language, I mean just translate it in Bengali language, that's it. For example, how are you? What do you say in Bengali?
আজকালকার ইউথরা এফেক্টেড বাই অনেক স্যার আই ডোন্ট নো হোয়াট টু সে রিজনস
Who want to convey?
ইউথরা অনেক রিজনে এফেক্টেড
Wow. Okay, who want to try again? Anyone?
আজকের তরুণরা নানা কারণে নষ্ট হয়ে যাচ্ছে।
Aske Toria Namakono something you said like
তরুণ, যুব।
Torun. Torun means
Yes, sir.
যুবকও হয়।
হ্যাঁ,
what you are scolding me? Joey?
No, sir. No, sir. I was giving a synonym.
Oh. Now let us see how many people will say. I will say the Telugu words. Who will translate? No one, I guess. Okay. The word is Naku Akali Vestundi. Meaning I'm feeling hungry. Come on. No one is there?
Sir, please repeat once again.
No, I do not repeat. Okay. Naku Akali Vestundi.
Sir, నాకు ఆకుని వేస్తుంది.
Wow. Correct. Meaning I'm feeling hungry. Understood.
So this is Tamil or Telugu?
Telugu.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now we'll try to understand the next important issue, floods. I guess I'm back. I hope my voice is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we stopped at floods, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, friends, please do focus here. Floods are a topic which is repeating in India. But today, India facing different situations, not only with respect to floods, also with respect to different words. Number one, we are suffering with today we are suffering with cloud burst. Second thing, we are suffering with flash floods. I recommend you work out on the definition of these two things. Please read about these things. Okay. Now, what is cloud burst is about? According to IMD, cloud burst is intense rainfall in localized area. Okay, intense rainfall in a localized area. That is the things. In hour, per an hour, you will find 10 kilometers into 10, mostly 10 kilometers area completely drained by 10 kilometers of area, completely drained by rain. That is the one. In one area, suddenly if rains came, that is cloud burst. Okay. Now, what do you mean by flash floods? Okay, flash floods associated with cloud burst. Associated with the cloud burst. Okay. Flash floods includes landslides, and it may triggers to earthquakes also sometimes. Understood. I would like to went on to say why we are affected by repeated rainfalls. Why India affected by repeated rainfalls in the exact word, repeated what do you call floods. Why India affected by repeated floods? We'll just try to overlook at this topic. Okay. So why India affected? Number one, that is, in fact, the most important one is poor governance. Poor governance. For example, we have the issue called as drainage maintenance. Very poor. Staff in the local bodies. Very poor. Funds to them also very poor. All these things leads to repeated floods. Poor governance is one important one. Number two, topography of an area. Some are low-lying areas. That is also there. Topography of area, topography of a region. Example, low-lying areas. Number three, okay, urbanization. The two, rapid urbanization. rapid urbanization. Okay. Rapid urbanization is also one more important thing. Plus industrialization. Urbanization and industrialization. Number four, quite important one. Again, number four, we have that is the next concept called as, according to Center for Science and Environment, the loss of traditional mechanisms. One, forest. Two, wetlands. Three, ponds and tanks are some important examples. Traditional mechanisms against floods. Okay. Traditional mechanism against floods. Number five, concretization. Concretization. Okay. So number three, we have concretization, which is also an important one. Just a second, friends. Just a second. Yeah. So concretization is one more important reason for the flash floods or floods generally in India. Now we should not limit ourselves to these reasons only. We have further important reasons also. That is, we understood number one, that is poor governance. Topography is one more reason. Rapid urbanization, loss of traditional things, and then unplanned developmental activities. For example, you see some projects like dams and railways. It was mentioned by Madhav Gadgil committee. Madhav Gadgil committee on Western Ghats said this: dams, railways, or even mining affect the hilly areas. So that is also there. So this is quite important one with respect to the things. Again, we should remember like anything. So this is also an important reason with respect to floods. Why repeated floods are happening in India. Now, apart from that, are there any other reasons you want to add? Are there any other reasons you want to add, my dear friends? Please let me know. Please feel free to say.
Use of like more fertilizers and all, those are like reducing the water holding capacity of the soil. That may be one reason.
Absolutely, very good point. But we have to done it. We have to change it. In fact, think how you can write. Think it again. Think it. You can write in a different manner. Think it.
Excessive use of fertilizers.
What we will do? Yes, Shaker, you can think and tell me. Excess use of fertilizers, yes, you are correct. What it will do?
So causing like less means soil affecting the water holding capacity of the soil in long term.
Hmm.
Might
So what we can do is, it is not unscientific, in scientific agriculture agro practices. In scientific agro practices, in which we have so-called fertilizers issue. You can write it. Next, eighth one. According to CSE, poor dam maintenance. Poor dam maintenance. Try to understand. According to CSE 2018 report, only 7% of dams in India has emergency action plans. Meaning, most of the dams don't know what to do when water is high. In fact, this CAG also stated even these dams are reason for the floods. Happened in Ukai Dam. Reason for the floods in Tamil Nadu in 2006. And then Chitra Dam in 2008. These dams creating a lot of damage. They are creating a problem called as hungry water effect. Hungry water effect. I will explain you this with examples also, but try to understand. According to CAG, dams are even reason for the issues. So they want to say what is hungry water effect. Okay. So hungry water effect. Hungry water effect is a situation where try to understand that water is rainwater is devoid of just a second. Okay. So devoid of what do you call yeah. So devoid of not sand exactly. There is a word called as um, grains. Yeah, devoid of sludge. Now try to understand what is the devoid of sludge is about. You see, generally, if it is a dam is there, this this dam will have barricades like this. Water will come. Every water will carry some kind of silt. In fact, silt. Now see, when they were stopped here, what they will do? Their movement will be stopped automatically. The silt will deposit in the dam. Yes, sir. Now try to understand this. When the silt deposit in the dam, when dam gates are open, the water is now devoid of silt. The water, when the moving water is released here, water will move with high amount of kinetic energy. That too, it will release it from the top, no. Top to bottom, it will release. In dam, it is an open gate, no. It will release like this. It will go to certain height. In fact, certain height it will release. So you can see potential energy is also there. With this kinetic energy, potential energy, it will move with a faster speed, and it will take, it will start erosion, and it will add more and more silt. That is what the effect is called as hungry water effect, because it is hungry because of devoid of so-called
Sludge.
absolutely sludge, or even I can tell you that silt. Okay, quite important ones. Do have an idea how this will increase more and more erosion and more problems. More and more erosion and more problems. Just have an idea. Friends, I would like to tell you that important things again. That is, we have the problem, and absolutely we must have the solution also. Unfortunately, we don't have major solutions here. Most of the solutions are associated with the same problem again. Now, we should not stop here because there are other reasons also. The other reasons are, we can tell you,
Reason?
climate change. The other reason is climate change.
Sir, corruption can be one reason.
Corruption, yes, you can write, in fact. So now, what I want to confirm here is that this particular issue of, what I can tell you, that climate change is also one more issue I told you. One climate issue is going because greenhouse gases, common. Second, according to IPCC, 1 degree rise in temperature is going to lead 7% water holding capacity. 1 degree rise in temperature is going to raise 7% water holding capacity. Okay. 7% water holding capacity. Do you have an idea? So, if it is 1 degree rise in temperature, we say it is not going to affect, but no. It is affecting Indians. It is affecting Indians. Not only Indians, any part of the world will be affected by this. If there is 1 degree rise in temperature, you have an idea. Understood? So this is also an important point to remember. 1 degree in temperature is going to lead 7% increase in water holding capacity. All right. So this is major reasons. And recently, last and 10th reason is Indian Meteorological Department said it has no technical, in fact, no advanced technical assistance in forecasting flash floods or cloudburst. Friends, this is Comprehensive points for reasons for the floods. Almost we covered all the issues. Of course, madam told corruption, I can add here. Corruption is also there. So all these points are important for the answer writing point of view. All these points. Okay. Now we will try to have what is the best way forward for this issues. Best way forward for these issues. Okay. Measures what we can take. First and foremost, zoning. First and foremost, zoning the regions. Zoning is the idea given by National Flood Commission. Zoning as per the recommendation of National Flood Commission. It even said India should have zoning act. India should have zoning act. Now, National Disaster Management Authority in its reports mentioned that data, embankments, maintenance of embankments is also important. Then it also stated mobilize resources. Mobilize resources is also important. Then World Economic Forum or even Center for Science and Environment, Center for Science and Environment both suggested afforestation plus desiltation of dams. It may reduce hungry water effect. Desiltation of dams plus traditional methods like wetlands. Then we have water harvesting ponds can be useful. Okay. Use of science and technology using construction of permeable roads. Then bioswales concept. Bioswales concept. Tunnels in Japan is one example. Very interesting one. A big tunnels will be created and excessive flood water will be stored here. For the future purpose can be done. Then apps. iFlows is one famous app to know flooding areas. Then using ISRO in early warning, drones, radars, etc. Okay.
Sir, bio, what you have written?
Bio fertilizers we're talking about.
No, sir, bio, below permeable roads.
Bioswales means it's a kind of concept. You can read it once. Please read it. You will understand more. Bioswales. Please read it once. Generally, it is a what do you call? Just a second. Yeah, it is a way of construction of roads in a different manner. Every national highways in India are having this feature, bioswales. So interestingly, in which you will find, besides the road, besides the road is there you will find some kind of trees cultivation. That is biospheres concept. See, besides national highways, you will find a sink here. So if it is road, if it is home, here you can see plants will grow. All this water will come and they will try to work out here. That is biospheres concept. Quite important. Just have an idea.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So ISRO early warning system can be done apart from these things. Now, internationally, apart from this tunneling of Japan, China started a concept called as sponge city, and a European Union concept called as blue city for water harvesting. In fact, blue city. These concepts can be introduced in India. We can also have sponge cities which even trying to prevent the water wastage system also. So that can be done, in fact, by using sponge cities concept. We can do that, in fact. Understood. So sponge cities also one important one. China did it. It has Zhengho, Zhengzhou, in fact, Zhengzhou in Henan province is also creating this blue city concept. Sorry, sponge city concept. I'm sorry, sponge city concept. So what is that sponge city concept, sir? So it includes sponge city includes use of canals, ponds, restoration of wetlands. Okay, these are the things. Okay, that is with respect to what you call spawn sitting. Now we have what you call drones and everything we wrote already. That I can tell you. All right. Now further, internationally, there is one more practice called as Rio in Germany, using a real-time mechanism to monitor. Real-time mechanism to monitor. Okay. And all these things are important. Apart from that, we should have local governments with the boats, life jackets, boats and life jackets. Yeah. Boats and life jackets, cranes, and eviction buildings, then post-disasters, health issues, education issues, employment issues. We have Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana here to help the people. All these things can be added to solve the people from the problems. Clear? All these things are very much helpful to the common man in tackling floods. Can be useful points. All these are very useful points in mains answer writing. With this, we will have a what you call a practice question also. One practice question. Please note it on one practice question. Practice question. Shall I start question?
Yes, sir.
Discuss various reasons. Discuss various reasons for the floods in India Suggest long lasting measures. Suggest long lasting measures. Okay. Long lasting measures to counter floods. To counter floods. Hope you are clear with this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
A beautiful topic, my dear friends. Work out on it, and it will try to help you in answer writing at next level. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What else, sir? Joy? So,
No, sir,
Joy,
you told I replied.
Joy, what is your optional?
Sir, let me pass the prelims first. Then I'll think.
Wrong strategy. Completely wrong strategy. Okay, if you clear prelims, hardly 3 months will be there. You cannot do wonders in the 3 months. See, in preparation, you should believe at least yourself. Don't believe Kalyan, don't believe other faculty. But preparation should have belief on yourself. So don't say I will prepare first mains, then no. I recommend students to prepare for mains first because mains is everything. For example, a student reading Indus Valley Civilization, he must read origin of civilization, origin of Indus Valley Civilization, features of Indus Valley Civilization, social reasons, economic features, trade relations, so on and so forth. He will discuss that can come in the civil service examination. What do you do? So in preparation itself, maintain the clarity. So read in a comprehensive manner. Don't read simply. Read in a comprehensive manner that it will help you like anything. Now, people whoever thinking that they want to prepare for mains, then they will come for no. Prepare for mains, but at least write at least 1 or 2 tests of prelims. Understood?
Sir, one question.
Yes, Aparna.
Sir, can you give few tips to clear prelims?
No tips. The thing is, you have to practice every day 5 questions. 5 MCQs or else 5 previous year questions, working on them. See, questions, way of questioning is completely changed, but questions are mostly common. So, you have to prepare daily 5 questions. That is, every monthly you should write one exam. For example, this week you are reading only polity. Within 10-15 days, if you read the entire polity, bring a test series book and write polity answers. Whether you know, whether you don't know, it is a story of separate thing. Let the time decides. Understood? So write and do it. Yeah. So that is what I can tell you. Yeah, Karna.
Sir, one thing I need solution for that is, sir, whatever I'm studying, it is good, but I'm forgetting in a much faster rate.
Same problem with many students in your academy. But I want to confirm again. Your brain memory will be, the fluctuated thing. For example, I had a student. He never started to ride his bike. Today, he even taught this to the family members also. So this is what I can tell you. The belief which margin or nothing like that. Like you should have the idea of like yes, I read. That will, boost your things. So I don't think so. Difficulty is not about the seriousness, but still students are clearing, Students, they're getting ranks. So that's important. That's important. Clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. That will be done. So anyway, friends, I'm getting an important call. So see